Yeah, this was action, the latest farming process action, which was arranged by a group called Farmers to Action. They coordinated that early demo on Monday with Nigel Farage, the Reform UK leader, and they were down on Monday in Westminster for that huge demo, which saw hundreds of tractors. They were here in Milton Keynes this morning to, in their words, get that message further across to the Prime Minister. They're not happy about those changes to inheritance tax. So this morning, around 30 or 40 tractors mustered around 10 minutes away from where the Prime Minister was at this large construction site here, making those announcements about new towns, a big government policy that's been announced. And then while the Prime Minister was here, the tractors drove, and around a dozen of them got through the gates before police here cottoned on about what was happening, and they shut the gates and stopped the rest of them coming through. And on the road where we are now, there were around 30 other tractors, all with the placards that we've seen from demonstrations over the last year or so, no farmers, no food, and anti-Keir Starmer placards. And they were all parked here. We had a riot police van turn up, that's still beside us here, and around 8 or so police officers came. As I say, they blocked those gates, and some of those tractors that were inside while the Prime Minister was in there, they are just starting to come out now, just finally being allowed out. Now, while that was happening, the Prime Minister was quickly whisked away in his Land Rover, and they were taken away by another exit. We understand not the exit that the Prime Minister had planned to leave from. You can see some of the signs here. Those farmers who've coordinated this action over the last 12 hours or so now leaving. Let's have a quick chat, though, with the organiser of this protest, who managed to get through the gates and as close as he could to the Prime Minister. Hopefully you can hear me over the halls here. Philip Weston and his wife Laura, you guys through once you got down there, because I presume the Prime Minister's security all over you.
Well, I think they were told, the guys on site were obviously told to block it up pretty quickly. Obviously, the road was meant to be open down to the hotel there, but we got down to the roundabout and they pulled a transit van, work van across us. So we only got so far, but in the same manner that we always do, we weren't driving over verges, we weren't making a mess. So
what was security telling you? What were they saying?
Sorry, what was that?
Security telling you when you got there?
They were just asking us why we were there, to be quite honest. I mean, they obviously quite know why we were there. You know, they're not daft. They saw what was going on in London the other day. Yeah, I got stopped there, but did manage to walk down the road. It was my right to do so. And yeah, no, I called across to him and sort of said to him, you know, I think you probably need to address the white elephant in the room, and pointed across to the tractors and, you know, you're not coming to us to talk, so we will be coming to you to talk.
No reaction from the Prime Minister?
No, I must admit, a lot of the press left him and dropped him and come running over. I think it's obviously a bigger story probably to them, but...
Philip, only a couple of seconds left.
Sure.
Just tell us, of course, we've covered these protests over the last year. What's the key message to the Prime Minister?
Talk to us. You know, we had a good debate. You know, a lot of MPs come to talk and put a good message across, you know, and then it was shut down at the end, 4 minutes, by the Labour MP. You know, they're repeating the same rhetoric. They're not getting it. Repeating it over and over doesn't make it right. People have got facts and figures on the table now. We know where we stand. We know how much it's going to cost us.
Thanks for chatting to us. This, of course, is all over the issue of inheritance tax, that 20% threshold that the government wants to introduce from April next year. Many farmers here and across the country say that could put them out of business.